Money is obviously measurable. It's a physical substance that we can count, and it's as real as the air that we're breathing. But I'm going to propose that being broke, being in poverty, or being wealthy is just a state of mind. There's so much more to this issue than simply how much money you have in your bank account. You know, if you win the lottery, you're rich. You got a lot of money. But what happens when you lose that money? You're never going to get it back. Because being wealthy is not how much money you have. It is your knowledge level. It's your mindset. A study was made by Nobel Prize Joseph Stiglitz, and he found that what actually keeps nations and communities and individuals poor is not primarily a lack of capital or opportunities, which is what most people think. But he found it's a lack of knowledge, more specifically, a lack of knowledge on how to gain more knowledge, a mindset. The only difference between somebody who has more money is they have more knowledge, and someone with less money has less knowledge. It goes right back to deserving. You know, if somebody has more money, there's a good chance that they deserve that money because of the effort they did and the knowledge that they have. And somebody who has less money deserves exactly what they have because they have a lack of knowledge. They have the wrong mindset. They don't even know how to get more knowledge because of their mindset. Don't try just to get more money. That's a waste of time. What you should be doing is trying to get more knowledge. Knowledge is worth far more than money because if you have knowledge, you can always get more. You can always get it back. But if you only have money, then you have nothing to show for it. It's simply a materialistic thing that's going to come and go. You may be poor in the sense that you have little to no money, but at the same time, it's also possible to have a wealth mentality, which means eventually you're going to get back to where you become a wealthy individual, or you may have a lot of money and be rich. But if you don't have that knowledge, then you're going to lose that money. So I hope that you can see, you know, how being broke and being poor is not as simple as how much money you have in your bank account. If you want to get more money, you're going to have to get more knowledge. Here's an interesting fact, and the numbers here aren't completely accurate, but over 90% of all the wealth is owned by less than 10% of all the people. And you might say, well, that's not fair. But it's interesting, they did a study and it showed that if all the money was divided equally to where everybody in the world would have the same amount of money, within only a few years, the percentages would be exactly the same as they were. The people with more knowledge would get more of the money, and the people with less knowledge would end up with less of the money. Wealth or money is not something that you can spread or share because the percentages are always going to be the same. It's the law of averages. There's always going to be a certain percentage with more and a certain percentage, a large percentage with less. That's just the way things are. And so to get into that small percentage, you're going to have to change your mindset. It's really about wealth versus poverty. It's not about poor versus rich. You want to get your mindset up to the wealth level, and then the money will follow. You know, don't worry about how much money you have right now. That's going to change. What you should be worrying about is, are you learning? Are you reading? Are you trying to gain more knowledge on how to get more knowledge and change your mindset so that you can then eventually get more of whatever you want? And it's completely in your mind. When people say it's all in the mind, it's all in the mind. Back to when we were talking about obstacles. If there's an obstacle in the way, get the knowledge. Defeat the obstacle. Don't say, oh, I don't have a lot of money or capital or opportunities, because that's not true. Life is generally fair. Everybody on average over the period of their life is going to have roughly the same opportunities as everybody else. And you have to make use of those, and the only way to make use of those opportunities is by having knowledge. Back to your mindset. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Also like and then subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in next week's video.